At barbershops, kids often sit in the chair. They may talk to their barber. They may have their heads down into a tablet. But at this barbershop here, they're doing things a little differently. They're encouraging kids to read. In a city with a large housing shortage and a high cost of living, mobile homes like this one are going to become a safe haven for many displaced survivors. Hip-hop isn't only for making best-selling records. It's also a form of therapy, a way Black teens can channel their pain into art. Here at the Los Angeles Career Center in Lancaster, California, 18 to 24-year-olds learn technical skills like welding, and they also find a purpose. Stepping into this church, Reginald never thought he would hear the words mental health. But now this sanctuary has become a place where he has found both spiritual and mental healing. How does the Black Mothers Forum microschools, how does that protect Black children from ending up being a part of the school-to-prison pipeline? Data says that today more than 82% of Black fourth grade students are not proficient in reading. How does that make you feel, and do you feel like the program here is helping change that? What role do you think this generation plays in shaping our democracy? What does it mean to finally put those boxing gloves on and just get to training?
So first you have to earn these gloves.
And then what was your favorite part of the meal?
Chicken, definitely.
I love chicken too. Did it remind you of the food that you eat at home?
Yeah, kinda.
What were some of your first memories of racial injustice specifically?
Do you wish you had that support system when you were younger?
Yeah, these are younger versions of ourselves.
I didn't believe it at first. I literally woke up the next morning and was like, was it all a dream? Because I truly did not want to grasp the feeling that my dad had died.
Get this money. Today might be cloudy, but tomorrow's gonna be sunny.
Whether it's recording in the sound booth or brainstorming rhymes, these students are using hip-hop to turn their feelings into flow. And it's all through the Cope Dealer program out of Cleveland, Ohio.
We're dealing coping skills. We're dealing actual healing techniques.
The mental health awareness workshop runs for 14 weeks and helps teenagers make music to deal with daily stressors.
You have to make mental health fun and creative, and this is the best way to do it.
A way that is culturally competent. A lack of that understanding is a reason only 1 in 3 African Americans who need mental health care receive it, according to the American Psychiatric Association. Licensed therapist and program facilitator Jerome Cash says hip-hop therapy can help change that.
Studies show that mental health and hip-hop bridges the gap where more African-American youth can relate.
This group of young Black men who call themselves the Cope Kings were a part of the 2022 cohort.
I never really thought to use it as something that could help me out when I really needed it.
The program helped them manage their emotions through tools like journaling and breath management. Trayvon Stearns tried traditional therapy, but says it wasn't a good fit.
I lost all 3 of my aunties when, just over the last 3 years. I learned, some of the coping methods that I was using first is not as healthy as I thought it was.
It's a form of therapy gaining traction in other parts of the country. This hip-hop therapy studio program in Mott Haven Community High School in the Bronx has become a lifeline for many students.
A lot of the kids we're working with have either been in foster care, there's been some sort of abuse, they've been locked up at a young age.
Hall says he's seen how the program allows many to open up in a short amount of time.
It allows them to get to a point where they can speak about it and be able to really accept what occurred and what happened and move forward from it, right? And rewrite their narrative.
When you fall down, pick
When you
yourself
go through
up.
a situation, you kind of forget what's really going on. With their music, I feel like I can put my situations part by part and really understand what it is.
Some of the young men we spoke to say after picking apart their problems, they learned how to put themselves back together.
Meeting them where they're at, going to their environments where they feel safe and they're already in helps them to open up and be vulnerable.
Maya Brown, NBC News. After wildfires displaced hundreds of thousands of Los Angeles County residents in January, some are now finding stability with a home on wheels. Woody Faircloth and his 12-year-old daughter Luna are delivering nearly 100 donated mobile homes to survivors of the Palisades and Eden wildfires. And it's all through their organization, Emergency RV.
When you lose everything, you need everything. So we try to stock the RVs with as much of the supplies as people need to get back on their feet again.
You're doing a really good job driving, Dad.
Since 2018, the duo has sourced over 250 RVs that they then clean, stock, and drive to first responders and survivors of natural disasters across the country. After the LA fires were contained, the duo drove from Denver, Colorado to deliver an RV to a Pasadena firefighter who lost his home while he was working to extinguish flames nearby.
Going through that day, it was a long, 16-hour shift basically that I worked. It's undescribable what we saw, what we were doing out there.
The RV means a new start for his family while they sort through insurance claims and rebuild their home. A process that could take years.
My wife and I have talked about, we're okay, as long as the boys are taken care of.
This is the RV where Maisha Kelly and her 2 teenage sons are going to call home for the next few months after losing their home and their grandmother in the Eaton wildfire.
It came so fast that we didn't know that the house was in jeopardy.
Since losing their Altadena home, Maisha Kelly and her sons have been living in hotels, in their car, and with friends. Kelly says the RV will bring them peace of mind while they grieve their grandmother.
How does it feel seeing, dinnerware here, seeing blankets, seeing towels, seeing pillows?
Knowing that they're mine, I gotta use that word joyful again. Yeah, very blessed, very blessed. The plates are pretty, the pots are nice. I have a stove and a table, and boys can sit down, and it's ours. Right. It's ours.
It's a feeling the Faircloths want to ensure all survivors can eventually have.
Home is where you go, you walk through the door, you exhale, you get to just unwind from your day, and the thought of losing that is just, it's overwhelming. I mean, it's unimaginable what these families are going through, and just to be able to provide that is amazing. Keys.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Come on, bro. Yeah, I know. How are you feeling? Yeah, I feel very good. Yeah? Yeah, because you know why?
Carlos Cervantes spends thousands of hours on the road with formerly incarcerated people every year. He does it as part of the Anti-Recidivism Coalition's Free Ride Home program, which picks up individuals who have been imprisoned. He guides them through their first hours of freedom.
We started this program because we wanted to make sure that people get treated with an open heart.
Carlos, who spent 11 years in prison, believes success begins with the ride home. The California-based program has given 17,000 rides to men and women and has traveled over 80,000 miles across the state since its creation in 2013.
I know that they've endured a lot of this pain, suffering, and now for us, is the right thing to do is to make sure that they have someone that's gonna greet them as family.
The program's mission is for riders to continue their relationship with the coalition after the ride is over and reach out for support and mentorship. Edward Lee still remembers his ride home in 2021.
It was like a dream, like you caught up in the clouds and the fog where you can't believe it.
The program gave him so much that he decided to become a driver himself.
Whatever you need from us, we're here to provide that support.
I followed a ride home Carlos gave to Pedro, who served 24 years at a correctional training facility in Soledad, California. Pedro said, "I was happy when I heard he was coming to get me. I said, finally, it's happening."
We take them to their first meal. For us, it's like whatever you decide, whether it's steak and lobster, whether it's Wingstop, whether it's McDonald's, a cheeseburger.
A double cheeseburger is exactly what Pedro wanted.
We take them shop, so we want to make sure that they get rid of whatever they've been wearing for the X amount of time and get a fresh set of clothing. Get some hygiene, some toiletries, get a cell phone. When you have someone that's been in your shoes and they've accomplished so much, they too want to live up to that standard.
Pedro said, "One feels good when they're living their life, and now I know my life is going to be like that from now on. It won't be like before." Having grown to over 100 staff and volunteers, the program plans to ease even more citizens back into a changed world.
You have some people, as soon as they come home, as soon as they're out, you could see the boulders have been dropping from their body, and now they could see freedom.
At first glance, the spot may seem like an ordinary cafe. But if you look a little closer, there are no prices on anything here.
When you talk about what makes a community great, making sure people have access to the things that they need. Hot food, hot nutritious food, good food is one of them.
It's hot.
The Spot is a community cafe that serves up fresh, healthy meals to more than 80 lower-income residents and seniors every day in Belton, Missouri. What makes it special? It's pay what you can.
Have a good day. I'll be back. Thanks. Whatever you can afford to pay is what you will pay. So it's not, there's no prices on anything here. You know, there's no suggested donation or suggested price.
Owner Shay Jefferson remembers having her lights off for 32 days while struggling to feed her 5 children. She opened up the cafe to create a sense of normalcy for other struggling families.
So having somewhere where you can feel like, not poor, because when you come in this place, you don't feel like it's a handout.
Customer Dawn Thomas's life took a turn for the worse when her husband Ralph suddenly died of a heart attack. She's been coming for hugs and hot meals ever since.
I've learned that it doesn't matter if you need help, just get it. And she does it in such a way that you keep your dignity.
Hot homemade meals, the opportunity to shop at a food pantry inside. It's life-changing for Stacy Resendez, a mom of 3 who has been living in a nearby hotel with her children for 2 years.
Have you been to other food pantries?
I have.
Okay. How does this one differ from them?
100 times better. But they don't say, well, if you don't have proof of residency, sorry, we can't help you. Here, it's really no questions asked.
The city of Belton, Missouri falls in Cass County, which has less than 0.09 grocery stores per 1,000 residents. Many residents resort to convenience and dollar stores, where healthy food options are hard to come by.
I would really be struggling. I wouldn't be able to feed my kids, let alone myself. I don't know where we would be if she wasn't here.
It's a gathering space. It's a place where people can come and they feel loved. They feel equal.
Shay keeps the doors open through community donations, volunteers, and selling her delicious cinnamon rolls. She plans to bring the Spot to other cities in need across Missouri.
Everything we do is based on the concept of love, and love in a sense of, I care about you. I care about what you need. And part of how we show we care about you is making sure that we can give you the assistance that you need, and we can provide those things that you need to the best of our ability.